Hello everybody! Welcome back to my video series where I show you different audio implementations that I did for the game Footgun Underground I've been working on. Today will be a little bit of a shorter video because I just wanted to show you a little workaround that I came up with for a problem that I encountered when working on my footstep system. So the footstep system itself isn't anything special. It is just very standard setup with a parameter sheet for the ground surface type and multiple multi-instruments for the different footsteps on different surfaces placed on this parameter sheet. Nothing special at all. But the problem that I encountered is that when I was moving around with the player and a footstep sound is triggered, while the audio of the old footstep sound is still playing, and in this very moment the player is entering a new ground surface type, so the parameter value is changed, a new footstep sound is triggered immediately, regardless if there is a animation trigger event happening or not. So let me just show you real quick what I mean. There it is. So you heard that even though I don't have the looping button enabled, every time I was changing the parameter value and the old sound was still playing, a new footstep sound was triggered immediately. So that's a problem because you get duplicated or even more footsteps depending on how often you change surfaces, even though there is no new footstep sound being triggered. So that's a problem that makes the footstep sound really off in regards to the animation, and that didn't work quite well. So I had a look at the parameter itself, and I used a global parameter because I wasn't using the player ground surface type just for the footsteps, but also for the jump sound and the landing sound of the character. So I just had to set up the value of one global parameter at a central point and don't have to point to every single event and set a local parameter. So that's the reason for that. And I remembered that there was an option in the parameter that I'm not using very often, but I remembered it was there. It's the hold value during playback. So I thought, that sounds like it could be a good solution for my problem. I tested it. It didn't work. So what was the problem? The FMOD documentation actually says for the hold value during playback, held global parameters cannot be set to new values by your game under any circumstances. So this means if you want to set a global parameter with a new value during playback, you cannot have this checkbox checked. So this solution doesn't work in my case. So I thought about it and came up with a solution that worked pretty well. So I have the original footsteps event. So the solution I came up with is I just copied, I made a duplicate of the player ground surface type parameter, but made it a local version. So this is the player ground surface type local. And on this, I enabled the hold value during playback. So this should work. The problem is I still didn't want to point to every event where I want to change the parameter value. So what I did was implementing an automation on the local parameter that is listening for the global parameter and is just copying its values. So all of the global parameter values will just be translated directly to the local parameter values. But the upside of this is that the hold value during playback option is working in this case. So let me just show you the exact same thing. So you see that the local parameter value is grayed out. So this means it cannot be controlled directly because it is automated. So I have to change the global parameter value to change the local one. So if I play this, you see that the value is actually not changing until the event has stopped playing. So this prevented the triggering of multiple footstep sound when changing the ground surface type parameter during playback of a footstep sound. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this little trick that I found out. And I hope this might be useful for you in some other circumstances in your projects. Let me know if this was something that you didn't know before that you could do. And yeah, I hope to see you on the next one. Cheers!